Bueno, mi gente, le está hablando Héctor de Más Boricua. Espero que también estén en este mismo vamos para adelante. Quiero traer a continuación que están habiendo protestas. Esto es en última hora. Vamos a ver si lo tengo por aquí en última hora que yo tengo por aquí. Vamos a ver si lo tenemos por ahí. Vamos a ver si lo tenemos. Yo creo que tenemos una última hora por ahí, ¿verdad? Una última hora. Vamos a ver. Yo ni recuerdo si lo tengo aquí. Ok, aquí está, mira. Ahí está, última hora. Eso. Y están habiendo protestas específicamente en el estado de Washington. Acaban de culminar varias personalidades hablando, protestando obviamente por la situación económica. Ahora tenemos también que está hablando desde el town hall de su distrito senatorial, el senador Cory Booker. Si recuerdan, este fue el senador que hizo el speech de filibuster por 25 horas, rompiendo récord, donde pudo pues lograr romper ese récord y realmente pues vamos a ver un poquito, vamos a ver si lo podemos ver. Yo voy a quitar un momentito.
This is why a lot of these people with veterans hats,
why
a lot of folks with veterans hats fought. Because democracy is messy and ugly and tough.
Y la verdad que las protestas nos han hecho esperar. Me parece que en Boston también hay protestas sobre el particular.
So I'm going back to that point. But first, before I go too far away from Jim Tedesco and the other elected leaders here, I do want to say what you said, which is very true to me. And I'll wait for a moment.
Gracias, Javier. Y a Marta también, un abrazo, bendiciones, que bueno que están aquí. No sé si así tengo conmigo, pero la verdad que Cory Booker se ha crecido con ese filibuster speech que hizo hace unos días. Realmente se ha crecido como un líder demócrata que realmente está obviamente logrando lo que muchos no han logrado, al igual que en el caso de Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, en el caso de Bernie Sanders, que aunque no
Again, this is what we honor in our traditions in our country. We honor democracies. This is why we have town halls. Not for everyone to agree. And I respect people who come. We're not going to let folks disrupt other people. We're not going to let folks disrupt other people, but we are going to create a forum for people that tell me their mind, tell me their hearts. So I do want to go, before I talk about one of the things that pushed me onto the Senate floor, I just want to say it is an honor to be here where I grew up. Again, I'm gonna say I love you, sir. I'm gonna say I love and honor you, sir. I love and honor you, sir.
Dice aquí estaba en TikTok. Ahora que Miami parece que se fueron a la playa. Se fueron para la playa. Ay, Dios mío, espérate, Se fueron para la playa ahí. Ahí tenemos a Ixa, saludos a Ixa.
Okay, thank you. I do want to appreciate the law enforcement that are here today. I'm thankful for your service.
El discurso por más de 25 horas para ser exacto, y 6 minutos,
all right.
Creando un récord.
So I grew up in this county. I'm here because of this county. I'm here because of public school teachers and coaches. I'm here because of people who saw things in me that I didn't see in myself and believed me, and it makes a lot of sense that we come back and do this town hall right here in Bergen County after that, and I'm grateful for the Bergen County leadership. Number two, I'm going to go quick because I want to get the questions. Number two, I just want to say it is absolutely right to be angry and ticked off. It is absolutely right to say that what's going on in America right now is not normal. I was so grateful, my staff, we kept hearing from our constituents in our state all over from South Jersey to North Jersey, from Sussex County to Cape May County, people who were saying to us, do more, say more. You're doing good, but you need to do more. I love what Frederick Douglass says, power concedes nothing without a demand. And so for me right now, I said this on the Senate floor, every leader, and by the way, there's leaders here in this county that were introduced earlier, are some of the most hardworking people I know. They know what it's like to go around the clock. I was joking with Tracy Zur about the change when she first ran for office about how your time to go to the grocery store went from 30 minutes in and out to an hour and 30 minutes or more, because that's what the commitment is. But these are outrageous times, and they ask and call for more from elected leaders, but from all of us as well. All of us. I cannot tell you what it's like to have the blessing to serve you in the Senate, but be one of those senators that's looked to as an outpost to come and express your hurt. We don't just hear from thousands, tens of thousands of New Jerseyans. We're hearing from people from all over America. Folks who come to our office and say, I'm a farmer who's doing everything I can to hold on. The government made a contract with me, and then they pulled that back. They pulled that back. And again, people can stand up and yell. I'm hoping maybe you can wait until you can ask a question, because then we can have a dialogue. But I respect your freedom of speech. I respect your ability to stand up, but I'm sorry we can't have a dialogue. If you're going to disrupt others, we are not going to let you disrupt others who want to ask questions. The reason why I'm doing this is to have a conversation about any issue, to answer any question. But the one thing we can't allow is people who are going to disrupt others and try to undermine the form that we've created. So from people who have lost jobs, from veterans who have lost services, from people who've already had their Social Security undermined, from some of the best scientists we have that were out in the field trying to stop the spread of Ebola, because an infectious disease anywhere is a threat to public health everywhere. From just the climate of insult and injury where our president and a man named Musk demean and degrade people who stand in the public service, it is very difficult. Ma'am, I hear you, I see you. Ma'am, I see you and I hear you, and I love you and I respect you, and I respect your voice. I respect your voice. Ma'am. Thank you. Again, thank you to the law enforcement that are here today. Again, one last thing before we go. This is a town hall. Let's have a lot of conversation. We're not going to tolerate folks who are going to disrupt others. And God bless you, sir. God bless you. God bless you, sir. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, sir. Sincerely, I respect you. And you're a part of a great American tradition, but we are not going to allow people to disrupt the opportunity for other people to talk and to engage. All right. Let's just get to the questions. Hannah, Maury, did you have some ground rules that you wanted to put down?
Hello, yep. We are going to get to as many questions as possible. We're going to take 2 questions at a time. We have, if my mic runners could raise their hands, we have Casey and Zaire raising their hands. These will be our mic runners. If you have a question, stay where you are. You don't have to get up. Just raise your hand and they will get to as many people as possible. We're going to take 2 questions at a time, and then the senator will answer 2 questions at a time. Okay?
All right. And while you're going to give the microphone to folks, I'm going to confess that last night we were on the Senate floor again until about 3 or 4 in the morning. So if I'm sitting down, it's not out of disrespect at times. I've stood a lot this week, and my knees are reminding me that I'm 55 years old and 200 and too many pounds. All right, Zaire, what do you got?
I stand up. Hi there. I have 2 questions for you. First, what is your favorite memory of elementary school? And second, what are you going to do to protect the rights of our special education students in our public schools?
You gave me the warm-up question and then the hard question there. I'm going to take the warm-up because I went to Harrington Park Elementary and then Ultima High School. I'll be at a funeral tomorrow for one of my great teachers. I think when you're young, you don't realize how the kind of commitment teachers really make. And as I became an adult, I suddenly realized, wait a minute. You know, Mr. Walker, who was a full-time teacher, he was a...
Does it only work for bald heads?
With the Flex series, I can shave my head, face, neck, and shoulders in under 5 minutes. Other shavers gave me razor burn or irritation, but I only feel clean.
Remarkable for me because it was the first time I ever had the courage to ask somebody to dance with me and the first time I ever had to face the rejection of being told no. But I go back and just do the math in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, these are people who do their own teaching, the job, and then again and again and again they give. I would find out later how often they reach in their own pockets, spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars from their inadequate salaries to help their children succeed. When I began my career in Newark, seeing what the teachers are rising up and doing for their kids, it's stunning. So pick one memory, perhaps that's the hard question, which I'm not going to do because I have enough incredible teachers, but I will tell you one thing. I grew up in a household where my parents told me I was loved. And the power to go to a school like Harrington Park Elementary that delivers the exact same message. You are loved, you're important, you matter, and we are invested in you. That was a gift that has, in my life, been perhaps one of my greatest gifts and what I stand on. I am very afraid about the attacks on special education already. This is the outrage to me, one of the many we'll talk about, which is as the Department of Education, as they're slashing the jobs there are people who have difficult jobs who are focused on nothing else but children with special needs. We've heard from them in my office, and now they've lost their jobs. These are people that measured these issues, that made sure grants were being made, make sure their grants were being followed up on. These are folks who are doing the research about what are the successful things happening in New Jersey that can be shared with Nebraska. And this is the thing that we know in New Jersey, because God bless our state, we really do a lot for children with special needs, for children with autism. We are one of the best in America. But again, I am hearing from teachers and people all over this country in states where they don't have the kind of resources that New Jersey taxpayers make available, what kind of crisis this is going to be. And if you're a New Jersey taxpayer, and this is not the first time I'm going to say it, because, dear God, we pay too much taxes. We do. Let's just say it. And I'm saying that to say, your federal representatives are partly responsible. Because when Donald Trump took away our state and local tax deduction, and people think this is just for affluent people. I live in a very humble home in Newark, New Jersey. My taxes in the Central Ward, I'm the only senator that lives in a neighborhood, we don't mistake wealth with worth, but my neighborhood is below the poverty line. And yet homeowners in my neighborhood are still paying more than $10,000 in property taxes. This was an attack on working class, middle class Americans. And again, why? For a tax cut that went disproportionately to the wealthiest of the wealthy. And if you're a New Jerseyan, for every dollar you send to Washington, what's called a donor state. For every dollar we send to Washington, we get somewhere between 65 and 70-ish cents back on our dollar. In other words, we are paying for other states that get more than the dollars that they send. So what an insult to our state. And to have your property tax go up because the federal government is cutting its commitment to our special needs kids, and now we have to pay more to make up for those programs or lose them. That is outrageous. And that's why, and again, I'm going to say this over and over, This is not a left or right issue. This is a right or wrong issue. If any of our Republicans vote on a tax plan, give Donald, because remember how narrow it is in the House. If 3 House Republicans break with the president, this bill sinks. And we happen to have 3 Republicans in our delegation. And if they're going to support something that's not going to restore our state and local tax deduction, or that's going to punish middle class and working class New Jerseyans on behalf of the wealthy of us, who, again, I'm never going to hate on anybody in New Jersey. I love all New Jerseyans, regardless of what your income is. But the wealthy in this country are doing very well. They don't need another tax cut. And so if those Republicans stand against New Jerseyans, against special needs kids, against public education, we should stand against them in the next election.
Yo quiero paralizarlo aquí porque obviamente lo pueden ver en la página de MSNBC más adelante. Él está hablando obviamente luego de este récord de su speech que hizo hace unas noches atrás, donde realmente pues se creció como líder del Partido Demócrata. Y esto creo que aparte de todo lo que están haciendo otros representantes, que no solamente son necesariamente demócratas, sino que están en contra de esto. Y obviamente ustedes ven que incluso personas que son republicanos, pues incluso MAGA, que están ya cansados de esto, o sea, se están dando cuenta, se están levantando y ya están diciendo, espérate, caramba, ¿qué carrizo es lo que está pasando aquí? Pues obviamente están levantando las voces y voy a presentar un momentito para que ustedes vean todas las fotos que hay. Esto lo pueden buscar, esto no lo estoy pensando yo, lo pueden buscar en la página, en las páginas por internet, por YouTube, como ustedes quieran. Miren todas las fotos que hay. Esto es increíble. Miren esta es multitudinaria. Esta es, yo les diría que esta es de quizá de las más, la más fuerte, yo diría, que se ve. Esto es insólito. Mira todo esto. Esto fue en el estado de Washington, D.C., así como se llama la movilización masiva en contra de las políticas. Se llama Hands Off. Y todavía, me parece que todavía están, ¿ok? Para que ustedes tengan una idea de lo que está sucediendo. Esto yo creo que el gobierno de Donald Trump no se lo estaba esperando. Miren esto. Esto es insólito. Esto no se había visto. Miren eso. Miren todo esto. Esto es insólito. Miren esto. Esta marcha. O sea, estamos hablando de algo realmente que es consistente con lo que está pasando actualmente. Para que ustedes vean que no está fácil para la parte republicana. Vamos a seguir viendo, a ver, sigan comentando. Vamos a estar un ratito más y luego entonces terminamos la transmisión. Vamos a estar esta noche, como siempre los tenemos aquí en Sábados con Chickster. Vamos a tener el caso de la tragedia de el barrio Mameyes en Ponce, Puerto Rico, en los años 80. Vamos a revivir esa lamentable tragedia y qué fue lo que creó esto y cómo se ha intentado prevenir a través de los años luego de esta lamentable tragedia donde hubieron pérdidas humanas. Vamos a hablar de eso durante esta noche. Y vamos a traer un poquito de lo que haya estado pasando durante el día también antes de comenzar con el tema. Vamos a traer lo que ha estado pasando durante el día con relación a esta multitudinaria manifestación a nivel general. Gracias, dice aquí, todo eso está exponiendo el gobierno y entonces lo van a decir. Pues claro que sí, por eso es que hay que presentarlo, por eso es que hay que decirlo. Gracias, Gabriel, porque es que no quieren hablar, no quieren enseñarlo. Ya ustedes vieron, están intentando controlar, y esto es bien importante, las transmisiones, controlar la información clara y diáfana que estamos trayendo, porque esto no es algo que uno se inventa, esto está ahí. La gente está molesta ya. Y no es para menos. Pero, como dijo el otro día Kamala Harris, no quiero decirlo, pero se los dije. Eso le quedó brillante. Yo digo que esta noche voy a ver si traigo el video para que lo vean, porque la verdad que es brillantísima. Esa es como si fuera el comeback, para mí es el comeback del año. Kamala Harris con esa locución que hizo hace unas noches atrás. Así que con esta ya lo voy dejando. Gracias por estar aquí un ratito con este servidor. Gracias a Gabriela, a Ixa que está por ahí, a Wilfredo, gracias a Marta, gracias, un abrazo, bendiciones, gracias por llevar la información a la gente de Aranzamendi. Se lo pueden ver más adelante, va a estar aquí en la plataforma de Más Boricua, así que nos veremos en la próxima. Cuídense mucho, se les quiere de gratis. Nos vemos esta noche en Más Boricua en vivo, en los sábados con Chickster. Así que el Chickster ya va a traer, vamos a enseñar algunas sorpresitas que tenemos, que va a ser, para los que vayan al video, van a tener un sneak peek de lo que va a ser Chickster próximamente en su plataforma, así que no se lo pierdan. Así que nos veremos esta noche, mi gente, se les quiere de gratis. Un abrazote. Bye, bye.